But she ended up signing me up for a steel band. I
Ooh.
don't know. Yeah.
I want to wait
So
here. Of course, I know steel band. Okay, but you're
yeah,
right. We
you
should
know steel
describe it
band.
still. For the people who don't know, I have to remember other people.
Yes. So those who don't know what steel pan is, right? It was an instrument invented in Trinidad and Tobago. They basically took an oil drum and made various cuts out of it to create the different pans. Um, yeah, they go through the whole process to get the different sounds: soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. So my mom signed me up back in like 2001. That school year. I remember it was funny because all my friends were playing steel pan, but they were in the advanced class. So when my mom told me that she signed me up, I was actually upset. And I was like, no, I actually cried. I was just like, no, like why'd you do that? I don't want to play. Like all my friends are, in senior class and I'm gonna start out in junior. I kind of had that a fear when I was young. A fear I kind of struggled with throughout my life, but that fear was present. But it was crazy. Like I went to one junior class and like I felt like overwhelmed. I was like, oh my God, like I don't really want to be here. I don't know nobody here. I didn't sign up for this. My mom's forcing me to do something I don't want to do. And then, the very next day, I remember waiting, for my mom to finish work. And my friends like just ran downstairs to the daycare where she worked. And they're like, yo, Jamal, come with us. I'm just like, yo, like, what's up? Like, go where? They're like, steel band. I'm like, steel band for what? They're like, yo, there's too many juniors in the class. So, Salah, shout out to Salah Wilson. He needed to move up a few players. So since all my friends were in seniors, they automatically picked me. They're just like, yo, choose Jamal, choose Jamal. So, that in that moment, like I was all excited. I was all happy now. It's like, all right, yeah, I get to go be with my friends, join the steel band. Cool. Maybe it won't be so bad. I see them having fun. Like, I could enjoy it. So I ended up going to that class, and I remember I walked in, all excited and whatnot. And the very first thing Salah asked us to do was put the notes on the scale. And I was just like, oh my God. So I was kind of like on a roller coaster ride. I was disappointed, didn't want to do it, excited because my friends were doing it. And then I became like discouraged again because I had no idea what he was talking about. And it felt like an exam. So I felt like the pressure was on. Like, if I don't get this right, I might end up back in junior class because I got a whole bunch of shit I got to learn. you know? So, you know, I ended up placing whatever notes wherever I thought it belonged, but I think I got one note right out of like 16. But from there, that's kind of where my journey, took a different direction. You know?
So what was the direction it took at that point?
So I found myself enjoying like steel band. The very first song that I learned to play was Ave Maria, a classical piece.
Mm.
So yeah, and I even remember the first note, like, rolling on that A. I played the alto, so it's like the middle section. Um it's two steel pans, right? It's two steel pans that you play at the same time. There's a couple notes on each side. Um but yeah, we just started out by learning classical pieces, and I just found that interesting. It's like, because steel pan is associated with like parang, soca, you know uh calypso music, right? That upbeat Caribbean music. But to hear myself play Ave Maria, a classical piece, at a much slower tempo, you know I just found that very intriguing. And it captivated me more than playing anything else that would have been on the radio, kind of thing, you know. Because a lot of the times when you're in school bands or school choirs, right, you might have to sing certain songs that are, just popular. They don't really spark your interest, right? So I found it interesting that we were playing this classical piece, and we ended up doing like a whole concert of just classical music. Every year we did one.
Yeah, I just remember just on that subject, I had to learn to play a simplified version of "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion on the recorder in grade 6,
Wow.
and I can remember that motherfucker. Just D D D D F sharp D. Anyway, just like fucking.
Right.
You just remember that. And I'm like, why? Because the Titanic movie was lit that year,
Yeah,
and
it was lit, bro.
and that's what happened. So I just have that memory. I remember,
Right.
but I remember a lot of steel band performances. Actually, maybe not everyone else had that experience, but when you go to my high school, at least 3 times a year, maybe not at the end, but in the beginning parts, multiple things. There's multicultural day, steel drums, whatever thing,
Yep.
steel drums. So you just have these events where like we're all in the auditorium, and it would be these elaborate steel drum shows, and they're fucking awesome. And I got to really enjoy it. Like I can't
Yeah.
necessarily bump the shit like put it on my headphones, but you go into a
Right.
room where this shit's being played out for it's high energy. You just feel the
Yeah, I
vibe, and
know.
it's wonderful. So that's
It's a
fresh. That like
serious vibe, man.
that's like your inception point into like creating in a sense where you